Good day to you one and all, it is I, Justin Hawkins. This is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Doing something completely new this time. Going to sort of go through this week's chart. You know, it's not the singles chart as we know it, it's a list of new rock, all new rock. A playlist that is curated on a weekly basis by the Spotify Music Collective. The reason why I'm doing that, as opposed to an actual chart thing, is that I think this week Drake might have released a record. So the charts is just 2 Harry Styles songs, 3 Drake songs, and frankly, it's a little bit like pouring raw sewage into your ears, and I'm not prepared to do that to myself or to you. So we're going to talk about new rock and go through the expertly curated playlist provided by the Spotify Music Group and react to each song in a very sort of brief and hopefully concise way. Justin Hawkins rides again. I do like this idea because it's an opportunity to listen to new stuff. I often talk to my friends in the classic and legacy rock community, and they're always going, there's nothing new good out there. I don't think that's true. There's a lot of really exciting stuff, especially in the sort of rock and punk genres. And doing this channel has shown me that. So, number 10. In at number 10. Actually, there's no information here as to whether it's in or up or down. It's just a playlist. So, I'm going to pretend that in at number 10, it's The Rodeo by The Snuts. I don't know this band, which is why when I say the name, I sort of have a quizzical upwards... Let's just try it. Somewhere in late September, I was pretty fucked up. Oh, fucked up. He said fucked up. Here we go. What is this? What is this? So the chorus is la 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 ole! Ole! Something like that. I feel like I was born in a salt mine. So it has an echo of, remember that the band, what are they called? The Dandy Warhols. They had that song that sort of had these kind of really tight, loopy, simple drum. Like, and this reminds me of that kind of stuff. You know, so they would play it a bit more sloppy probably because they're a bit more of an art rock thing. This sounds like it's... Yeah, so it's got quite an interesting beat when it gets to the chorus, because it's kind of like a... which is almost like what happens in the 4th revolution of Beat It by Michael Jackson. You know, Michael Jackson is like... but he's kind of doing... so it's all like the last part of Beat It. They've chosen the best bit of the Beat It drum beat, and they've just looped that. It's brilliant. Okay. That's interesting. So, you know, my ongoing obsession with ostinatos, I think that the main sort of melody and refrain of the chorus is, in fact, an ostinato, because it's going la 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 ole la 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 ole la 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 ole. So the chords are changing, but the refrain remains the same, and it's sort of like a repeating motif. So it's... In fact, the ostinato is the lead vocal. You don't hear that very often, do you? Nice one, The Snuts. Well done, well done. I know nothing about them, so I'm not even going to say guys or people. Well done, people. I'm going to assume they're people. In at number 9, in the hit parade, it's A Disappearing Act by Coheed and Cambria. I've never actually managed to get around to listening to Coheed and Cambria, but I've sort of seen them in things like adverts for pickups that you might retrofit a Gibson SG with. And I always thought, well, they probably really know what they're doing guitar-wise. So if I had to guess, I would expect this to be some sort of drop D riffery by a rock band who really knows how to play guitar. Let me see if we're right. It sounds like dance music. This is not what I was expecting at all. nearly the same as... The relationship between the first three chords is exactly the same as the relationship between the first three chords in The Rodeo by the Snuts that's in at number 10. So listen. The time perceived as normal, then's all limitation. It's really electronically sounding, isn't it? So the second half of the verse melody goes, it's a really one of those pop arrangements where the melody sort of develops halfway through the verse. Here comes the heavy stuff. I'm a long, long way from giving up. The pre-chorus is even like a dropout that goes even more kind of fall to the floor. It's the age-old holy grail, isn't it, that producers and rockers have been looking for since the beginning of time. A way to combine guitar music with the electronic elements of dance and, you know, disco. Come on, big chorus, do it! This is like the opposite approach of what Bon Jovi would do in these pomp in the 80s. You know, he would be doing sort of like a chorus there where he was really roaring and his voice is kind of like at the edge of its capability. Whereas here it's kind of like they're doing something that's really reduced, you know, in terms of the power of the vocal that's required to put that across. And then like the drum beat is like, which is, that's a disco beat. There's no two ways around it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love disco. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that. Okay, I'm just going to skip through and see if there's a guitar solo in here. Please say there is. Hit me with a guitar solo. No, not a vocal dropout. I want a fucking guitar solo. Come on! Okay, there's not going to be a guitar solo, is there? Might as well put this down. Right, next one. In at number 8, we've got Jailbird by the Interrupters. Check this out, kids. I hear the sound echo off the concrete. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Okay, so let's have a listen to this. I feel like I'm falling down a star. Yeah. The same song is playing on repeat. My skin turns blue. Okay, now this is really cool. I like this one. So this is Jailbird by the Interrupters. I really like it. It's already it's sort of got a little bit of that sort of mid to late 80s, really tight. What's the band that I'm thinking of? It's got a little bit of the Billy Idols about it, actually. It's a proper rock singer, that is. Wow. So the singer of the Interrupters has got equal parts grit, great, and attitude, and also, like, I don't know, they can just hold a note. It's awesome. Love it. Isn't that backing vocals? It really is super widespread. Kind of sounds like a 3-part harmony, but doubled, possibly even quadrupled, and set so it just takes over the whole stereo image and makes you go, yes, here's a chorus. And there's a walking bass line. Do 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 do. That's really exciting. Wow. And it's got a woe. We talked about woes before. That's a songwriting trope that's really important when you do this kind of I don't know, you want a hook that's immediate and instant, and you don't need people to understand the words. I've done a whole episode on the phenomenon of the woe way back when. You should go back and check it out. This is an O as opposed to a woe, but it could easily be a woe, I suppose.
Strung out, adrenaline junkie.
I love it when you get that sort of lead vocal front and centre with just a little bit of slap back delay on it and loads of compression. It sounds fucking awesome. This is really exciting. Great stuff.
My heart pounds, but I look like a zombie. There's wires crossed inside my brain. The broken tracks lead to runaway train.
Some nice organ work in there. This is brilliant. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm tempted to listen to the whole thing, but I haven't got time really. But I'm just going to skip through and see if there's a guitar solo. Let's have a look. Fucking yes, that's brilliant. Okay, that should be number one. I'm just saying that now. Right, brilliant stuff. Jailbird by the Interrupters. That's my recommendation for the week. Great stuff. In at number 7, we got Patient number 9. Ozzy Osbourne featuring Jeff Beck. And I did a whole episode on that, so I don't need to talk about that. Great stuff. 9 Lives, Machine Gun Kelly. Now, is this a man who simply postures, or is he a genuine punk proposition? Let's find out. Listen to 9 Lives in at 6. I have to say in at 6 because I can't really say that it's gone down or up because there's no information of that nature here. So in at 6, Machine Gun Kelly with 9 Lives. Oh, didn't press it properly. Sorry.
All this anxiety, my stomach got upset. Hey, but we're not done yet.
What does that remind me of? Oh yeah, all of the 90s indie. But in a sort of, it's a much more aggressive drum sound than that 90s indie stuff.
This cross, some guy can find me if my soul gets lost. I look behind me and the past still haunts. I'm running but my legs won't move or walk. I'm stuck analyzing things people are finding that I've done wrong, but I cannot erase.
The chord sequence at the beginning of it sort of suggests that I got a feeling, ooh, tonight's gonna be a good night. That sort of, you know, the Black Eyed Peas mega hit. But then it takes a left turn 2 chords in and does something slightly different. It sort of has an echo of lots of different things, but you know, ultimately it's right. In at number 5, Angry Woman by Ash.
Hey baby, why don't you smile? You got such a pretty face.
See, this is what we're talking about when I recently had another little listen to the arrangement of Seven Nation Army, and this is more or less it. It's like, you know, just a bass drum going, and then a bass line.
I smashed my glass on the bar. Guess I got carried away. Oh wow.
I like that. What does that rhyme with? Yeah. Now you're so hot, teasing me. That's not the. So you're chance on a chick like you. No, just that. Has a little bit of Does Your Mother Know by ABBA.
You can do whatever you want. I'll do whatever I
I like the arrangement. It's got an interesting chorus. I want to come back to this, and I'm probably going to cover this in more detail this week. That's a really good one. So, Angry Woman by Asher. Lovely stuff. Weezer's got a song in at number 4. What is this doing?
It's in my
I love Weezer. I've had the privilege of working with Rivers on a song for one of their earlier records. It's impossible for me to have a neutral, impartial opinion of it because I just love that band. It's great to hear his voice and those loud guitars. I guess we'll do a whole episode on that. This is brilliant. This is a rundown where I'm just saying I'll do an episode on the ones I like and brush over the others, really. In at number 3, Imagine Dragons. Before we even get to the chorus, I just want to say this. Those last 2 chords blow it, but this is abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab you. It's like that kind of thing, really.
Trouble, blood is in the rocky waters. Hide away your sons and daughters.
I like it. I like this melody, actually.
Levels, better put your head on swivels. Dancing with the very devil.
Okay, so he's doing that thing that he always does where he's he's changing the way he pronounces a word so that it shoehorns it into a rhyme. So better put your head on swivels. Dancing with the devil. I mean, why didn't you just call him the devil so that you can rhyme it in that direction? Oh, because no one would know what you're talking about. All right, cool.
You're better than them, better than them. You think they're really your friends.
Abracadabra. I want to reach out and grab you. Yeah, so it's sharks. Let's get to the chorus.
So let it go, let it go. That's the way that it goes. It's coming to get you.
So this is what they call a post-chorus tag. And then the drummer goes onto the ride cymbal, which opens it up and makes it a bit more inviting, wishy-washy, if you like. Not in a bad way. I mean, I'm talking about the actual sonic quality of that type of drumming.
Whoop, whoop.
And then all these sort of, what I suppose they would anticipate being, and probably will end up being, the audience participation moments in the post-chorus tag. Whereas literally saying things like whoop, whoop.
Coming to get you, whoop. Bubbles, drowning, you see, and
And there's a bubble sound effect when he says bubbles. Brilliant. Okay, well, I'll probably cover that one in more detail. There's a lot of stuff going on in that production that's worth acknowledging, I think. Well done, Imagine Dragons. In at number 2, Natural Born Killer by Highly Suspect. I'll be the judge of that.
I've been having dreams about falling in love. It feels so real, but nobody is here when I wake up.
That patch that you hear in the background there with a slightly discordant choral arrangement, like that's played on a mellotron. A mellotron, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is like a big white keyboard thing, and inside it has tape loops that are triggered by every key. So you press a key, and then the tape loop begins, and it's going to be like old. They've probably got an archive of these old tapes that you used to have. They got one in Abbey Road, actually. I think the Beatles used to use it a lot, and subsequently everyone else who recorded there, including The Darkness, weirdly. That's how I know about these things. Anyway, when the tape loop ends, I think it lasts about 10-15 seconds, it snaps back to the beginning and you have to press it again to trigger it. But they're not always very well tuned, and that gives it some sort of charming, out of tuniness, which you don't get on a regular synthesizer unless you actually program it. And then it's difficult to program certain key groups to be out of tune. But the nature of the tapes themselves is that they're recording live performances. It might be a harpsichord, or in this instance a choir, and it just sounds a bit off and a bit eerie and a bit good. Yeah, you can spot them a mile away once you get used to it. The mellotron, ladies and gentlemen. Another good example of a mellotron patch is the flute one that you hear in what's it called? Stairway. Stairway to Heaven. All that flute stuff. I think that's mellotron flutes. Sounds lovely. I really think that AWOL Nation has got a lot to answer for. That's why this is in the rock chart. It's because it sort of resembles AWOL Nation slightly. Do you know that band? I'll do one on them. Yeah! Right, and this week's number 1, Save Yourself by 1OK Rock. Never heard of them. I bet I just wouldn't even want to. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I'm just going to click play and react to it in the purest way I can. Number 1, Save Yourself.
Love is pain, I know too well. You've never failed.
That's a great voice. Crikey. Okay, so this sounds like it might be of the emo sphere, but what a vocal.
Love is pain, I know too well. You've never failed. Waves.
It's really good. That vocal is like the guitars are really tight and clipped, and they've cut it so there's no, or it's, you know, it's either got like a really aggressive noise gate on it, so when he stops playing it just completely shuts out, you don't get anything. And then that vocal, you're getting all the room, you know, they might have artificially applied it later, but it just sounds like a really good roomy vocal, and you can hear how hard that's being attacked. It's really nice.
I like to sink or swim, but you can't even dive right in.
I really love it when singers push it that hard, but then they don't resort to vibrato, you know, so that sort of wobble that helps them stay on the note. And this singer has real stamina and power, probably a huge vital capacity. I've no idea what they look or sound like apart from this first intro, but that's a great voice.
If you're drowning in your doubt, save.
And then when they do approach it with some vibrato, it's a really fast one of those nice young person vibratos. I love those ones, they're my favourites. I'll not make any apologies for that. Chorus.
Save yourself. Love is
It's in the wheelhouse of Get Your Hands Off My Woman by The Darkness, a little band from the United Kingdom. No, just kidding. This is nothing like that. But there's some similarities in the key choice and the way the riff is approached. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, it's really cool.
save yourself.
And they've combined it with some modern production approaches. I think I'm probably going to talk about this song in more detail. That was the chart rundown. I think the highlights for me have got to be Save Yourself and Jailbird by the Interrupters. It's just some really good stuff out there. Shows you, doesn't it? Rock isn't dead. Fuck that. Of course it's not. Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these two videos, and I'll do the chart rundown next week. I'll try and make it shorter. Got a bit carried away there. It's only because I love you so much. Cheers, guys. Nice one.